Hi everyone, how you all doing? I hope you all are doing fine. Welcome back to another video, and if today is your first time of coming across this face, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Aladi-Ada Akoh. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys practical tips on how to get a job. I'm going to be sharing my experience, what helped me as well. I have kind of like a part one of this video. I explained like informally how I got my job and everything that went down, like a full-blown story time. So if you're interested in that video, I'll put the link in the description box, and I'll also put the link here so you can go watch it. If you're interested in this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, let's get right into the video. I'm going to start with the first tip, which is start early. Start early. You have to start early. I'm making this video because this is like the best time to start applying for a job if you're graduating spring 2022. So if you're going to be graduating May next year, this is the time. This is when the jobs start opening, okay? For me, I was supposed to graduate in December 2020, but I didn't for some reasons. But that didn't stop me from applying for jobs, okay? So around February 2020, I started testing the waters by applying for internships, but I was not successful because again, that was the very wrong time to start applying, because if I wanted to do an internship last year, I was supposed to start applying in 2019, you know, maybe August. So yeah, I was just testing the waters, you know, getting my resume ready and trying to see. But you all know, like, I didn't apply to many companies, but I was rejected. Around May, I just had my CV, resume, whatever you want to call it, polished. I had it ready. So around June, July, May, August, you know, I started sending in my applications here and there, because this is when new grad opportunities start popping up. Okay, so one thing you should know, I would advise, I know maybe for some of you, you have tons of experience already. For me, I think I had only 1 or 2 years post grad experience, undergrad. You know, after I completed my undergrad, I did like the 1 year NYSC. I served Nigeria for 1 year, and then I had like a job for another 1 year, or a few close to another year. So let's say if you add everything together, it would just amount to like 2 years. Okay, so if you have such experience, you know, you're not really strong. Okay, for contest's sake, I am a computer science and engineering major, okay? I see myself as a new grad. There's something called new grad positions. Most of these companies, they have it. Google has it, Amazon has it. You know, most of these tech companies, they do. So I am assuming other fields, they have that as well, the new grad positions. So this is like the best way, you know, when you're fresh out of college, this is the best way to enter a company. I took advantage of the fact that I was going to be a new grad or recent grad, whatever they call it. Some call it new grad, recent grad. So basically they take people that have graduated in the past 2 years or 1 year, or about to graduate in the next year. You will see these positions popping up here and there. And I'm going to be mentioning all the companies, the ones I can remember that actually got back to me with this resume that I'm going to be sharing with you all in this video. Google got back to me, Amazon got back to me, eBay got back to me, McKinsey, my own company that I'm currently working with, got back to me. I can't remember, but these are like the ones that actually stood out, okay? As we go forward, I'll be sharing, you know, what I did and all that stuff. So the summary of this number 1 point is to apply early, okay? Start early. If you're looking for a job next year, start applying right now. Number 2, you have to add every project you have done, and you know, you have to add your skills. This is a bit tricky because you'll be wondering, Aladi, what kind of projects should I add? Which one should I not add? Everything is packaging, okay? You have to package yourself the right way. You have to find a way to tweak your project, make it, you know, more relatable to the role you're applying for. For example, I was applying for software engineering roles, new grad, so I had to make sure the project I was putting on my resume were related to software engineering, and I also applied to cybersecurity, and my research is related. It's actually cybersecurity. Security. Okay, So yeah, I put also the cybersecurity project I had done. I would say gather all the projects you've been doing in college. One of them was like a final project in one of the classes I took in my second year or thereabout. And then the other project is like my thesis project, okay? So you have to look for projects. And then there was another project, the one I did in one of my internships when I was doing my undergrad. So yeah, you have to look for your projects and all the skills that you have to add them. So at this junction, I'm going to bring out my resume, the exact resume that got me the attentions of this company and also got me my job, okay? So I'm going to be using that as a reference, you know, kind of show you the kind of skills that I put on there. And yeah, I know this might be a bit specific to computer science majors, but yeah, if you're in another field, I would say, you know, look for projects. I really can't be detailed about that for you, but yeah, so these are, okay, let's look at how the resume looks like. So on top of my resume, I'm going to put the link in the description box, the link that I used to, you know, make this resume this way. Sorry again, I have to stop for now. I just remembered something. In as much as the link I'm going to be putting in the description box of this video to help you see the exact same video I used to craft out my resume, I just want to point out that this resume has gone through about how many people? I don't know. The first person I gave this resume to, I don't know, it was an undergrad student who is actually, right now is past tense, who actually studied computer science in my university at the undergrad level, okay? So but now she's a graduate anyway, but then she was still a student. So I ran my resume through her and she made correction. And for context, she was someone who had interned at Facebook, I think the previous year or something. So I wanted to make sure someone that was looking at my resume was someone who had, you know, actually used the resume to get a position outside of college, okay? And yeah, she went through the resume, she made her corrections. And was that the first person? I don't think so. I think I went to the school, like my university, they have what they call the career center or something. So you basically walk in there or maybe book an appointment, then you meet someone, they go through your resume. I think my resume was 2 pages or something, but they said it had to be 1 page. Yeah, having a 1-page resume is very, very important, okay? You're just coming out of college, especially for those of you who don't have any experience before then. So you don't want to put too much stuff on it. You don't want a resume that is crowded with too many stuff. Yeah, so we brought it down, you know, and she wanted me to be specific. I wrote that I was a teaching assistant, but she was like, okay, you have to give this thing more context. How many people did you tutor? Was it 50? You know, you have to put numbers, actual numbers in that resume and stuff like that. I might not be able to remember exactly in what order I went, but definitely I went to the school career center and I went through the girl who had, you know, had an internship at Facebook. Then another person I went to with my resume was my friend in grad school. So this is someone who had internships as well in, you know, reputable organizations. So he went through the resume with me as well. I think that's number 3 person now. That resume also, my friend, shout out to you, Anushka and her then boyfriend, husband now. So yeah, they helped me that night go through my resume. Both of them, I think they are computer science and computer engineering major. They went through the resume. The husband, he helped me to arrange the formatting and everything. He went through it and the resume was looking sparkling, okay? It was looking so nice. So what I'm trying to say is that this resume went through the hands of multiple people. So seek for opinions of people who have, you know, gone that same path that you want to go, to make sure that your resume looks actually presentable, because your resume is going to be scanned by this automated system. That's why you apply maybe to a job and then in 5 minutes you get reply that you were rejected, meaning you didn't even make it through the 8 years or whatever they call it. Is an automated scanner that scans for keywords and all that. So you want to make sure you have the major keywords in your resume. That is very important. So now let's get back into my resume. So on top of this resume, I have my full name, my first name, my middle name, and my last name in bold. And then I have the link to my GitHub page. My GitHub page has some projects in it, so I put it there, even though it's not like the best, but you have to showcase, be proud of your work, okay? You don't have to have 100 projects before you were able to put the link to your GitHub on your resume. The next thing on my resume is my LinkedIn profile. Right now, my LinkedIn profile is not like in the best shape, but when I was looking for a job, it was in the best shape, at least to the best of my knowledge. I put in everything, every single thing, detail. It was very detailed, okay? I had that. I put the link there, and then I had my phone number. I have my phone number on this resume. I have my email, the email that my personal email that I'm very active. I didn't even put my student email because somehow I feel like if you're about graduating, and for my school, I think after your graduation you get just 6 months of access to your email. So I didn't want the situation where a company is trying to reach me and I just didn't want that. So I just put in the email that I'm very confident that they would be able to reach me. And then the next section I have is the education section, where I put in the name of my school, where I'm getting my master's degree from. I put my major, I put my GPA. I know some people say don't put your GPA, I put my GPA. Okay, at then my GPA was 3.58. So this was the GPA, and then I put my undergraduate GPA, which is 3.92. All these GPA, they are out of 4.0. My GPA was in 5.0 when I was in Nigeria, but like they converted it. I used the worst stuff, and then it got converted to 3.92 out of 4.0. So I put in my undergraduate GPA, my grad GPA, and then I put the expected dates for my graduation for my master's, because I had not gotten it at that point. So I just put graduation date. I put May 2021, and then I put graduation date for my bachelor's. The next thing I put in there was my computer skills. I put C++, my SQL, Python, Julia, MATLAB, Visual Studio, C, Git, Java, Windows, R, Linux. So I put all that stuff in there. And then the next thing I put was the coursework, the major coursework that I had done for both my undergraduate and my master's. So I put database. This is very important because this is a good keyword. Software engineering is a good keyword. That was actually a class that I took. Networking and data communications, data structures and algorithms, very good for computer science. Cybersecurity, security, information security, data analysis, and image processing. So these were like the core ones. These were the highlights for me, okay? The next part of it, I put my master's projects, all the projects I've done, not all, like the ones that are actually related. So I put my graduate research, the one I'm doing in cybersecurity. So and under that, I put exactly what I am doing. I explain the research and develop machine learning algorithms to detect blah, blah, blah. And then I put down the name of my thesis. And then I wrote down an application I had developed for one of my final projects, which is Cryptanalysis 2. It's a cybersecurity project as well, but it's a software development project as well, okay? Even though it's related to cybersecurity, but it's an actual software development job. I wrote what the app does and blah blah blah. And then the next section is the work experience. I put in all the jobs I had done. I was an ambassador for my department. I put it in there. What was my job as an ambassador? I wrote it down. Then I was also a graduate teaching assistant, and then I put it down there. Like I put in the course I was a teaching assistant for, Computer Science 1, programming for engineers and scientists. And then I wrote teach and grade weekly C++ programming labs for a class of I was detailed for a class of 50 students. I put in the numbers. The numbers actually are very important. And then I put in that I was a proctor. I put in, all the stuff I had done. And then I also put in I was a Python programmer for one professor. I put it there as well. What I did, I designed a 2D robot simulator, a learning tool, blah, blah, blah. I developed Tala, a communication system for distributed robotic system using, I was very detailed. So I don't want to go into too much stuff, but all my experience basically, and then I put in my experience when I was an intern, Java developer intern. That is very important, you know, catch the word developer. So you want to have all these keywords in your resume. Now we're going to go back to the points that I have. So let me go back to my notes and see. So the number 3 thing here is extracurricular activities. These are very, very, very important. The time I did not have these things in my resume, or my resume was kind of disorganized, I was not getting any feedback. Once I apply, I would not get a feedback, or I would even get a rejection right away. But when I added these things, you know, made everything more professional, I started getting feedbacks from company, you know, I started getting responses. So extracurricular activities are very important. They want to see you outside computer science, outside chemistry, outside biology. What exactly are you? What can you bring to the table? What else are you outside this thing? So they want to see all that stuff. So you have to, you know, volunteer to do stuff, you know, organization, give, you know, public service, community work, all those things. What are you good at? So for me, what did I put? So I'm going to show you what I have exactly on my resume. So I wrote that I had volunteered for a robot science project for a professor where I was converting Python codes to Julia codes. I put the link of the textbook so that anybody who wants to see can actually see my work. I also put in I was a member of a cyber defense team for my school, and I was even one of the people that was supposed to go represent my school in the competition. So I put it there that even though it was cancelled due to COVID, I put it in there, I'm a member of this thing. I put in that I'm a founder for the Abroad-I mentorship program. So if you have been following this channel, you know that I have a mentorship program, which is the Abroad-I. So I put it in there, and I wrote specifically, I founded this mentorship program, which is connecting about 50 international students. I mentor and I provide information to prospective students about their pursuit to study abroad. So I wrote it down there clear. And I also wrote that I'm a college YouTuber, and I put the name of my YouTube channel on my resume. And then I put inform and prepare international students for college life in the USA. Then I had 3K, 5K subscribers. So I put it in there. I just put in the parentheses over 5K subscribers. And then I wrote I was a volunteer for the Women in Science and Engineering program. And then, you know, what did I do when I volunteered? I created awareness of STEM opportunities for middle school girls. So you have to, you know, I had, as of then, this was exactly what I had on my resume. I wrote out everything. I have this mentorship program, I have a YouTube channel, I have this. So what are you doing? Think outside the box. What else are you doing apart from your regular schoolwork? So yeah, find these opportunities, volunteer, and do all that. The next point, which is the 4th one, is the network. You have to network, you have to attend career fairs. So for me, career fairs was not really a major thing that helped me, but it was also good. It was good. I attended, and then I met people. At least I made a connection, and the lady was like, well, send in your resume, blah, blah, blah. It didn't lead to a job, but it's not a bad thing to attend there, meet companies. You know, sometimes it can be very difficult when you go there as an international student, and then you're talking with this company, everything is going nice, and then they tell you your immigration status and you say you're an F1 student. They just automatically go cold on you. It's one of those things that, you know, it's just part of life. Okay, so I would say if your school have this career fairs, go there with your polished resume, and before the career fair, they make sure you know the companies that are coming so that you can polish your resume and have all the companies you want to go check out in mind, and have a resume printed out for each of them. I think that's something I did, even though it didn't yield fruits, but it's not bad. You know, it has worked for some people. We know people that have gotten internships and full-time offers just from attending career fairs. You know, go to conferences as well if you can. I've never been to one myself. Network with friends, other international students who are in the USA, in other universities. I was able to network with people on Facebook. I've met really good people that have been helpful for my job search on Facebook. So network with people, whatever social media you're more active on, it's up to you. Try to network. Number 5, job postings. Handshake for me is going to be my favorite because that's where I got my current job from. It's a platform that you can put in your resume. You can see jobs that have been posted, new jobs. So basically, when I'm hunting on Handshake, I look for jobs that is kind of like written fresh, like there's a red button, there's something red beside it. If I find a picture, I will insert, but that's not a promise. But there's a red stuff that you can see to show you that this job is fresh. So those are the kind of job I rush. And then it will also tell you if they sponsor, if you put in all your information accurately, your year of graduation, your major. When it's recommending job for you, it will let you know if that job is a good match for you, if you match the GPA the job is looking for, if you have the work authorization, if you have, what else? I think your school year, if it matches. So it will get, so when I found my job, it just showed me that I was a good match, you know, with all those basic things. And yeah, that was how I applied. It took me to the website. There's something they call quick apply, but that my job didn't have that one. Take you to the link of the career, you know, the proper company career site, and then you fill out all the information needed, you know, basically your application, and then submit it. And another platform again is LinkedIn. For me, basically, I didn't really get any response from there. And then the next one is Indeed. I got back stuff. It was nothing tangible. Another major one for me would be going to the actual career sites of the company that you desire, like Amazon, Google, eBay. eBay was through Handshake. I found it on Handshake, and then I got a response from eBay. I got through their process. I started, but at the point I never heard back, which is some of these things. But at least you don't get instant rejection. You get like a feedback, like, okay, your application has been received. You get through the first step of the interview, or like the coding interview, the coding challenge, the hacker rank and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're able to get back that means your resume was even accepted by the automated system. If you're not getting any of those things back, it might be that you're not even getting through that process. Let's say I want Facebook, I want Google. I went to the actual website, and then I went to their jobs, and then I started it. I kind of filtered it to look for new grad positions, and then apply. For Microsoft, the same thing I did. Just go to their website, apply, look for new grad positions, and apply. And one way or the other, you'll get back if your resume is really what they are looking for. Why is my voice a bit deep? Guys, I think that's like the major stuff I have. Don't forget, if you want to watch the video where I shared my job hunts, brouhaha, and all the wahala that came with it, all the problem, check the description box below, or you can check here. I think I'll leave the link somewhere so that you can go watch it and see how the entire process was for me. And if you have any work related video idea or job, whatever you want me to make in future, let me know in the comment section. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to like, comment, and I'll see you in my next video. I remain your host, Aladi-Ada Akoh. Goodbye.